Good morning, America. Good morning, world. Let's talk about by the way, spoilers. Let's talk about Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 6. Now, I'm not really breaking anything ground. I think anyone watching the show or who has been online to talk about the show and the progression of the season was sort of anticipating that, like, yes, this world was won by the Nazis. There's only white people in this world. So when Adebayo is like walking through the street, everyone's like, "Oh God, what one got out." And yeah, that was a cool twist. But I'm gonna get back on that in a second. Right now, let's talk about the whole Lex Luthor cameo scene. I'm gonna compare this to Doctor Strange 2, because I think what's great. This is a perfect example of how this cameo not only continues the story for season 2, but it also world builds. When you watch Doctor Strange 2, and there's that Illuminati scene where they're all like, actors are playing different characters. It's like, who gives a shit? Because you already didn't care about the main story that Doctor Strange was going on. No, like, nada. What I noticed is that after the Lex Luthor scene, which is great, it continues the universal world continuing and, the events of Superman. But it doesn't take away anything from the story, from the current Peacemaker Season 2 story. I still care about the main Peacemaker story. How are, the 11th Street kids going to get Peacemaker back? How is that possible twist, which does occur, but, at the moment of the episode doesn't, how is that going to play out? How are our like, what's Chris and, Hardcore? How are they going to come to terms that they both maybe love each other, but like Hardcore just doesn't, like, she can't address her feelings or Vigilante, and you care about the characters in this season. You care about the characters and their stories and what they're going through. And again, the Lex Luthor scene's awesome, but again, it doesn't outshine the episode. It doesn't outshine the season. It doesn't say this is what we were waiting for. It's a gem for the episode. And so I think this is a perfect example of how to utilize cameos. If your story sucks, but if you're relying on cameos, then your story's flawed and it shouldn't happen.